feel like there was that one where they said we're doing, like not that long ago.
Yeah.
I like this little biscuit. This is delicious.
What? I don't know. Which one is yours? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm gonna get that biscuit. That's good. That
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah. You can say like, oh, like outer, right?
I got out of the car and I was like,
Yourself.
yeah, I'm working and enough time to go for a little walk, and I'm like, it's like dark, I'm scared it's gonna rain on me. So, and it's due tomorrow, that's what I heard.
Yeah, too. Which means.
Yes.
But it's tomorrow then. Thursday morning.
Just fine on.
Well, he found the light, and so it's like takes off out of the water and goes to Minneapolis for change. And, but if he had done that thing, like, instead of starting.
Social media video of not even the chef. His dish was inspired by country.
I'll give you $150.
Yeah. Now, he was the chef from, that must have been delicious, right? Oh, I got I haven't had a chance to try the restaurant yet.
You may have
I'm gonna keep going.
Somebody sitting here?
No.
No? All right.
Wow.
We're gonna announce voting at the end.
When do you have vocational?
Locations are at the end.
Okay.
So they'll get through the committee updates and then it's,
Okay, and Pete might not be doing this. Did you get that message?
yeah, I saw Pete's here. Right?
This Pete will do it, but the other one's not late.
Okay.
That's just, if he's joining on, is he on Zoom? No.
I see Emma's on there, Laura's on
I
there.
think I'm just gonna stick them and move them together, because it's a lot.
Okay.
No, sorry. Find when they'll go you have first.
And first.
Here's what I'm gonna do. You can see this, okay?
Invite on each one. Jolene.
That's fine. See, like after we then we'll have a night and then you can sideboard tail it all up. Oh.
And sounds good.
Oh, that's.
Hey, guys. We'll get this meeting started. We got a half queen in front of us. So as you can see, we have a whole bunch of chilies up there. At the end of this, vote for your favorite. We'll tally it up and then we'll give out an award. There should be a sheet on each table listing each kind of soup. So just fill it out as you go and decide what your favorite is. Let's see if this one works. That did. Wait, oh, wait, hang on. So. Right, we're doing the pledge of allegiance. Please rise if able. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I know we have a few guests and visitors, but being that we're a packed meeting here, we'll introduce, please say hi to them at the end of it. I know a few spouses are here. All right, we'll get to do this here. I still love doing this here. To get to know your fellow Rotarians, I want everyone to think back to what their favorite Christmas gift was. Could be from this year, it could be from when you're a kid. You guys just want to sit at your tables and just discuss for 5 minutes every day.
You start.
Dog food trash. Dog food trash, yes. That is still good. It's still opening. Figured out their pedal. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a lab too, she is not. Well, she's a scary girl, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, favorite Christmas gifts.
Have
you ever got-
Yes.
Ever in my
Entire.
the original Nintendo with
Wow. Oh, that's.
the original.
Not the 64.
No, the NES.
No way.
With Duck. Oh my god. I can't tell you. I mean, I also have the 64 as well. Original Nintendo, like, I wasted so much of my summer playing like Wizard League, like Dragons. Uh, Let's say Dragons. Anyways, they're great games. They're gonna like blow on the cartridge, you remember that? Yeah, and you like slam it down and like try and like, and you like.
You said, oh, that's so much fun. Oh. How about yourself?
It was just.
What's your name, by the way?
Random night, it's last on my
Okay.
list. I'm like, oh, that would be nice.
What's your favorite Christmas gift that you
Like,
got?
sit there,
Ever?
I found like a shower, it's great. But right, like.
Nice.
Little like white thoughts. Yeah, it's like fire. Yeah. Super random, but yeah.
Gosh, this.
I forgot.
Nope.
I had
Well,
one.
I think we're just sitting here. I don't think there's any fun. Like grab a chair from the back.
Spicy chili. With real beef that. That week. Celery. A real pasta. And real rice. Then you saute it. Oil it in Italian. So good.
That's really good for me, you know.
And then like that.
Like that.
Hey, guys.
That's funny.
Yeah. Right up.
Yeah.
I got a back in last, and you know, you're an adult, you actually get excited about it. Oh, yeah.
Right?
All right.
What do you think? Has it been 5 minutes, Georgia? Has it been 5 minutes yet? It has been, all right. Okay. What's your favorite? No, I just talking. Get to know each other.
Oh, my God.
Or you can be in Christmas.
Oh, really? I do. My mom had glasses and that.
Sure.
It's like, that was the next thing I was saying.
No glasses. Glasses that spring to the.
All right, we'll get moving on with the presentation tonight. We have a few birthdays. Schubert's message today, it is her birthday today. So-
Hey.
And then it's also Angela's too, so we'll shoot both of them a happy birthday. I don't know if they're both here. Neither one.
They're out for dinner.
Wonderful. I hope they have a great dinner. And then we got Bill, and then we got Larry here too at the end of the month, so. Say happy birthday to them when you see them. We'll have, yeah, I think our next meeting might be on Larry's birthday. Then we got anniversary, so I'm getting this right now. It's not your wedding anniversary, it's the date that you joined the Rotary. So Bill has joined, it's been 21 years on January 11th. Part of our club, and then Meg. I'm not gonna butcher the last name. Thank you, 11 years on January 30th. I'm getting that better now.
11 years.
If you have any announcements, please come up to the front, stand in front of the owl so that the members online, we have Kiana, Laura Lee, and then I can't remember, Emma is on there too as well. Is there any guest announcements? Then we got RAH announcements. So one thing, I have one quick announcement. Amanda and Jason just recently had a baby this year. So from our RAH club, we would like to present you guys a little gift.
Mary and Joseph.
Any other announcements from the club members?
5-star mission.
Maybe don't do it, but we'll be getting our music exchange students pretty soon for next year.
And
Wonderful.
we will possibly get a short-term exchange student as well.
Possibly a short-term exchange student, so that maybe means less stays, or are you still thinking
This summer.
summertime? Perfect. So we're still looking for host families. If you're interested, please talk to Phil, Ashley, any one of us.
Probably be a male from either South America or Asia.
Male from South America or Asia. Thank you, Phil.
Yep.
Service committee update. Our next service is February 2nd, and it's Monday meals. I believe that sign up is on Club Runner, so please sign up there. Programs and socials. So this I wanted to put on here as well. Sparta's having a fundraiser. It is a ice golf tournament. They said, don't worry if there is no ice to golf on. That they got a different spot for it. So if you want to scan the QR code, this was posted to our Facebook page. Form up a team. These guys support our club a lot. They come to a lot of our events. So if you want to show them a little support and show up, it is Saturday, February 2nd. Then we're also looking at doing a social here, in February. And it's gonna be, I was thinking a trivia and a ski night at Mount Lacrosse. So those who are interested can go skiing or snowboarding, and then those who want to go and do trivia can do that too as well. But that date is gonna be determined here in the next few weeks. Foundation committee, I don't think there's any updates besides Shark Tank. If you have any ideas, any questions on it, please reach out to Marissa, myself. Anybody else on that foundation committee, staff would be good help on that too. She has done past projects, and she can provide some insights. We are presenting that on February 24th. Yes, Nathan?
Do you know how many people so far are in the mix? Does that?
I don't believe we have one yet.
Okay.
I don't believe we do. And it's always fun to have at least 4 or 5 of them. It doesn't have to be anything firm right off the bat. You can just reach out to people and see, hey, what do you need? We have this Shark Tank event. We're gonna we donate $5,000 of our club money and then $5,000 of Rotary, so $10,000 in total from our district money. And you just go to them and say, what do you need for it? Now, there's a little parameters that we have to be involved, physically do the work. You can't go to administration costs. But you could just give them that, and then they might have an idea for you, and you can bring that forward to the club. And then this is, I believe Jeremy brought this up a while back, he was just looking for personal asks up to 2,000, personal asks for this project too, I think, we wanted to make this gap of $1,400 to 800 to 900 bucks there. I don't know how that's going, and I just want to remind all members on that too as well. Membership committee, so this is when we're gonna do our new member. We can do, there wasn't any raw kudos, but if you guys had any kudos that you guys wanna highlight, please do so.
What is that?
So raw kudos is a way of celebrating our members. Some members don't have family in the area, some do, Ra's. And regardless of that, raw is our family, our chosen family almost. We choose to be part of this club and it's our family that we get to celebrate our wins with and our life with. So this is a way of getting up there, standing that and just say, hey guys, this person, you can be about yourself, you can be about someone else, but it's a way of celebrating our members. So please scan this, there's some, utilize this blue cards to on your table too. I know it's for judging soup, but if you have a good one, you can hand them into Nathan there and we'll get them up there. All right, Nathan, let's do this new member pin. Wonderful. So we have 7 new members here. This is it's been through up to now. And you've seen these members join our meetings, be at service events, they have assisted gratefully. Thank you, Nicole, I was just gonna go back and do that. I'll hand the mic over here to Nathan. When your name's announced, please come up here. I'll hand you a certificate, if you don't already have it, pin. And
You wanna stand up there?
and then we'll all stand up here afterwards for a photo, one photo, okay. Wherever you want to set it. Choose.
All right, so we'll start with the first member that joined back in August 19th, Chelsea Seymour.
We'll get everyone to say that.
All right, the next one on the list goes back to September 17th. That's Casey Fisher. Thank you, Casey. Next on the list is Jason Spangler.
So you can answer that.
All right, and then we have Levi Long, who joined us officially on October 21st.
Appreciate you.
And then we have 2 others to join on the same day. So Kiana, I believe, is online, so we'll have her certificate. And badge and pin when she's able to join. And next up is Brian Thomas, also October 21st. All right, and last but not least, we have Alex. Is it the latest?
It's the latest, you're right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm really excited to have all these guys part of the club. They're participating in a lot of service events. And we'd love to have you guys come up here and take a group photo quick. Yeah, you can bring those if you want to.
Yeah, bring your certificate.
I only got my name for that.
There you
Yeah.
Can you all maybe get in? This would be hard.
Jason.
I can't block the banners. Maybe I should.
Go this
Well,
way.
you can sit in the middle of here.
Okay.
Side of you.
One more. Leave at your tall. Get by the tall man.
Yeah, we need to.
You wanna be a part of it?
My shorties can be in the middle.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh God.
Can you get,
This owl is driving me nuts.
more of the right in there?
It's like,
We can do it at the end too.
Yeah.
don't want to do it now. All right, ready? I'm going up. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going.
Stop.
Was the beauty filter on?
I'll edit it. I'll put it on the- Good.
So late.
All right, just really quick, just a reminder that, I think Steph posted also the link to the membership survey, if you still haven't taken that yet. There's also QR codes on the table, to take the membership survey. I think the last time I looked, there was like 25 or so that had done it. So I'm trying to get to 75%. of the goal. So if you haven't taken the membership survey yet, please do that. Also, there's a link, I believe, to show interest in helping to plan the member appreciation and outreach event in April. That has a date now that's been set. You've already paid for it, so it's April 11th. So April 11th, it'll be at the Myrick Park shelter. So we have plenty of room to spread out. So decided to get that one because it accommodates up to 300 people. So we don't have to worry if the weather is bad, we can all get inside and still have a good time there. So that's April 11th. Again, there's links in the emails that I sent, and also Steph posted something online about not only the membership survey, but expressing interest in the membership committee and helping to plan that event. So you don't have to join the membership committee to help plan. And then we also do have a membership meeting after tonight's meeting. If you want to stay, we can start talking about that. So, thank you.
Okay,
Here go. Steph's got a social announcement.
okay, it's us three. All right, it's hot off the press, because that's how we work. So when we did the cultural celebration, we had Sagra, Chef Mitchell helped Georgia and made delicious food. So we are gonna like return the favor. And where are we going?
We're going to Sagra on Thursday, January 22nd at 5:30. So they just reserved the space for us with a big table, and there's gonna be order up on our menu, but it should be a lot of fun. And Mitchell did putting a lot of effort. He had just purchased the restaurant downstairs. The name of it, I should be able to tell you about. Thank you. Then he has Sagra, and he's got the pizza place, and he figured out a way to help us make a meal for Georgia for the cultural dinner. So we just really want to support his business and show him that we're thankful for that volunteer that he did in the middle of all that. So we're putting on Facebook tonight, and hopefully you all can make it. You plan to be there.
22nd, 5:30, Saga?
Yes.
Sounds like a blast.
Kind of need a head count, just so we can let them know, so people
Okay.
can, however we're gonna do that.
They're pretty busy because they took a break after Christmas, so that was kind of why.
Sunday night.
I know, so today is it's the friend, but we'll be there. All right, thanks.
22nd.
Bring your friends and scratches. That's what you said? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. All the above.
Baby, it's me.
Bagels. Bagels. Yes, not quite yet. Youth committee, there's no updates right now. You did get a letter? Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, thank you to everybody actually went to the cultural dinner. Each student was actually awarded $1,565 for their trip. So thank you, and remember that for next year, and it is an amazing time, so please, everybody come back in. Did you say that?
Yeah, I was gonna mention, yeah,
Oh,
there's
sorry.
over 80 members. I didn't know how much money was raised.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Per student.
Yeah, per student. So this allows them to go out to the trips and explore the time here in America and have some fun. Ugly Sweater 5K, we had a record amount of participants. I don't think we've met since we had Ugly Sweater 5K. We had like 707 race registrations that participated. It's a record year. Ashley, is there anything else you would like to add on it? I mean, Ashley did a great job. There's a few people in there. Brad. Brad and Marissa were huge doing that. Those who worked all weekend long. Everything else you wanna add?
So I think that around 1,000, and that's including like the purchase of our flights and stuff.
Wonderful.
Thank
Thank you, Ashley. And that money goes to our Shark Tank too as well. And then we keep the other money off the side for global grants and those projects. So that's where that money goes, just so the club knows. All right, now we're on the main thing for this meeting. We got about 30 minutes. One of our members who's supposed to be presenting tonight is not here, and this is actually the first presentation, so let's go through it. Oh,
No.
now we have a very, very respected member of our club that I'm excited to hear more and more about. She just joined our board this year and she's been a huge help. And I'm excited to have her up here and talk about herself. So please introduce Jolene. Just on.
Thank you, Neil. Now I'm wondering if perspective means older.
No.
Okay. Just say. So before we start, I have a question. Who here was one of some of the original founding members of this club? Daniel? Danielle? Brandon? Aaron? Thank you. This is an incredible club, so thank you. I just want to start by saying thank you to you guys for this, because we all would be here if you guys do start this club. So a little bit about myself. So Jolene Trissoni, my name. So I'll start off with my roots. So my roots, I am a native of the La Crosse area, lived in La Crosse my first 3 years of my life, born here at St. Francis Hospital. And my father, decided he wanted to have a hobby farm. So moved about 30 miles east of La Crosse, it's kind of by Leona's area. So I grew up in a rural area there by Leona's Tavern. I am number 5. When I say 5, I'm the 5th child of 5. My father even has it on his phone, it's number 5. He wanted to dial us, so he has us all done that. So what's unique about the number 5 is, I'm the 5th child, but I'm the 5th child by 10 years. There's a 10-year gap between number 4 and number 5. I'm referred to at my house as the Wolf's child. I hear stories that my sisters thought my mother was gonna die because she was lying on the floor crying when she found out she was pregnant. So, it's a big joke. So number 5, I'm a Gen Xer. So why does that matter? Well, I think that kind of goes to a little bit about me. Gen Xers, first of all, things you should know about Gen Xers. I grew up with, in an era where it was between, mothers just starting to go back to work. So you're kind of on your own. So I kind of equate myself as a little bit of grew up like a feral cat. So first of all, I told you that my parents, I was the youngest of the 5. My parents are kind of done parenting. They were like, yeah, you're on your own and such. I joke about this. I was just talking to somebody last week. You could buy cigarettes out of a vending machine. You put your quarters in, pull the thing. So, you know, with all due respect, probably 15, 16 years old, I could buy a pack of cigarettes. Marlboro Lights was the one for a while. Drank our Boone's Farm wine in a hayfield as well. So that's just kind of the things about me. It's kind of, it's your book, part of who and what you are and what you've been. So it was totally figuring yourself out. And another thing I'd like to tell about growing up in that era, seatbelts are optional. There was only, my first car didn't even have an over-the-shoulder seatbelt. It was a lap belt. So it didn't even exist. So it's kind of funny, and it wasn't required. I don't even wear a seatbelt probably until I was out of high school. It's legally required. High school, I went to high school at Cashton. Cashton is about, again, about 45 minutes to 50 minutes here. Back in the 1900s, I would say. I went to graduate from high school. From there, I went on to college and I went to Winona State. Winona State, I have a history degree with an emphasis in paralegal studies with a sociology minor. It's a little bit about my family. So on the left is my husband, Robert, and I. We just celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary last year. What's unique is what you'll see is Robert had hair 30 years ago. So what happens when you're married to Jolene as well. What I also have is my two daughters that are just beautiful two girls. One's here, Nicole. My oldest daughter is Claire. Claire works in Viroqua. She is a library director of library services at Viroqua on adult services. She just graduated about a year ago. 2 years. 2 years ago. Thanks, Nicole, from Madison with her master's. So super proud of her. Nicole, it's my other daughter here. Again, my pride and joy, my biggest blessings in life are these two girls and my husband. So super proud of them and everything. My husband, Robert, a little bit more about him. He is a retired probation and parole officer. He's been retired for probably about 10 years now. A little age gap too with him and I, just to be clear. How did we meet? Oh, Robert and I met. So, I was not on parole. Thank you. My mind, cigarettes. I actually worked at Moxie's as a cocktail waitress with Angela. And so I was checking IDs and I'm like, it's this guy. It was neat. Yeah, you can probably tell it a little bit better, but yeah, we met, I was checking IDs. And he was clearly old enough, but I wanted to see the ID to get the name, so that's how we started our fling. So my next thing, so what are my favorite things to do? Some of these are the three I came up with as my three favorite things to do. So traveling, one of the things that we've got to do as a family, we spent 2 weeks in Italy. And we went back to our region of where our ancestors are from. So it was in northern Italy, almost to the Swiss Alps, up in the Alps, above Milan area. So 2 weeks we spent there. It was really neat. We got to see my husband's grandfather's home. So they was still there, grew up in where his grandfather grew up. What you'll see in that first picture, anybody been to Hawaii? That's we were at the Dole Plantation there, so that was one of our family trips. We spent 2 weeks there, so that was a great vacation as well with my family. Other places we've been to Turks and Caicos. We've been to a lot of places in Mexico as well. Love to travel. The other thing I'd like to talk about is concerts. I kind of started getting into that about the last 10 years. I put my favorite one that I've been to, and that was Elton John. We were in the 10th row up at the Excel Center. It was awesome. I've been to Pink, I've been to Billy Joel, Stevie Nicks. So it's a lot of fun things to go back and their concerts as well. And the last thing that I'll talk about, kind of my favorite things to do is being on the river. But 8.5 years ago, we had the opportunity to buy a house on the river. And we'd like to spend a lot of time on the river. That's actually my oldest daughter, Claire, on the jet ski out there. So we have 2 jet skis. And we have friends that like to park their pontoon at our dock. Angela's one of them. So then we've got 2 other boats too, just, by proxy there. So places I've worked. So when I graduated from college back in the 1900s, it wasn't easy to find a job. There was a lot, the job market was tough, not a lot of available jobs. So what I did was start like you normally do here nowadays, networking. So my first job I found was at Sherwin-Williams as a sales rep. I had a good college friend that was a sales rep in the Chicago area. He says, "Hey, Jolene, we're always looking for sales reps." He's like, "Come on, join us. We get a car." Okay, out of college, you think that's pretty cool. Get a car, get an expense report and such. So I moved from this area to the middle of Illinois. It was between Peoria and the Quad Cities. Lived there for 6 months and had real success, was doing well. And I got asked to move to Chicago. So from there, I moved to Chicago and became a sales rep. One of my things that I tell people is when I had that job, I had one store in downtown Chicago that I was responsible for ordering. I would go to the retail stores and we ordering paint for them. It was in such a, I guess we would say probably the hood, if you would, that they got a semi-load of paint a week. So that was really a fun job, actually. I worked there for 5.5 years. And the reason I left it was
Sherwin-Williams is headquartered in Cleveland. And I had just been married and they were offering me a job and say, hey, your next step's move to Cleveland, Ohio. My husband's like, no way, in HE double, hockey sticks that I am moving to Cleveland. So then, in that era, it's like, okay, time to find a new job. Then I moved on to another sales rep job in the Chicago and Milwaukee markets. And I worked for Energizer, which was a subsidiary of the Ralston Purina company. So I worked there for 2.5 years as a sales rep. Again, great fun jobs. We had slippers from and all these different cool, Nicole shaking her head. You can probably still remember, we had slippers from the Energizer, bunny slippers and such. So at that time, when I was working for Energizer, my husband was a probation and parole officer in Milwaukee. And we were living in Kenosha and I worked in Chicago and Milwaukee, and he had an opportunity to transfer back to his state job, and he had an opportunity to transfer back to lacrosse. I was like, yep, let's just do it. Let's go back. And we're at the era where it's like, where are your kids gonna go to school? And it'd be nice to go back home, basically, because lacrosse is home for both of us. So we moved back to lacrosse. I didn't work for about 6 months to find a job, but then I did find a job. And those of you that have been here in the lacrosse area, there was a company called Postal Soft and First Lodge, and then it turned into First Logic. I got a job as a contracts administrator there, so that's the first time I got to use my paralegal degree. As a contracts administrator, and my other job was, we knew that they were gonna sell, so I was the corporate paralegal and did a lot of the merger and acquisition work as well. So I worked there for 5.5 years before it got sold to Business Objects, and now it's part of SAP. So that was that job here in La Crosse, and actually they're located, the headquarters for that was what's now Four Sisters. So, and then Reinhardt, I think it's not Reinhardt anymore, Performance Foods, it was upstairs. So we had that whole building was our corporate headquarters there where Four Sisters sat. So once that job, basically, we were bought out, I lost my job, but I went right away to a state job. It's called Western Wisconsin Care. So it's in the footwear building where Boot Hill Pub is. And it's a long-term care facility. I was a provider network manager, so I helped procure the contracts to refer our clients to for services. I did I guess you would call it the housing, so like the nursing homes, the assisted living, the adult foster care. So I would negotiate the rates and manage that. So that's kind of my career. For the last 15 years though, I've been at Maryland Power. So to kind of back up of why I left the state job. It was when Act 10 came out and Governor Scott Walker was taking the union negotiations, the benefits away. I was there for the benefits, honestly, it wasn't the pay. So you start taking the benefits away and you kind of go, I had 8 social workers reporting to me. Boy, they were angry. They were angry about the union and the benefits, which rightfully so. But with that said, I thought, okay, I had an opportunity, a relative working at Maryland Power and said, hey, we've got an opening for you, or not for you, but for you to apply for. And I did 15 years ago, and I've been there since. So I've had various roles at Maryland Power. The first role that I had there was called compliance. So again, like a lot of companies, there's regulations to follow and such. So again, got to use my paralegal degree because there was a lot of legal things. It's really boring though. Oh, I was really bored. So I got approached about moving to the environmental permitting and siting. So what that means is when they were building a transmission line, there's always permitting pieces to go and you have to site and where that line will go. Great job. Did that for quite a few years. Then I got approached about starting an organizational change management program. We had been going through a lot of transformation. Companies slow to move, a lot of resistors, not people adapting to the new market conditions. So I was charged with starting our organizational change management program. So that's what I did that, which led into a broader role for organizational development. Then I did a little stint in our organizational effectiveness, all these organizational names. Organizational effectiveness is basically continuous improvement projects and such. So that was a short stint in that. And just recently, and it's just a year ago, I got asked to start our learning and development area for our leadership and professional development. So I've been doing that for about a year now and just building out that program. Maryland did not have a learning and development department up to a year ago. So that's what I'm working on right now. Oh, let me go back here. So a little bit, I put just a couple of certifications I have. So a year ago, I went and got certified to teach crucial conversations, mastering dialogue. I've done 2 cohorts. Last year, I'll have probably 2 or 3 more cohorts that I'll teach it this year. And then as part of the change management, I also have my ProSci, which is one of the methodologies that you can have or utilize for change management practices. So one of the questions we're asked is, why did I join Rotary? So I put some pictures up here, but I'll start with talking about it. My first reason is family influence. My oldest sister, Julie Keitel, I don't know if any of you know her, but she, and her late husband, Hal Keitel, were very, very active in Rotary. They had asked me, I don't know how many times I've been to Rotary meetings as a guest. Quite frankly, I go, yeah, someday I'll do it. And I got kids in high school, I'm working, in college, and finally I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So like 2 years ago, I did join Valley View Rotary, but I ended up here, obviously, but that was my big impetus, was my sister Julie pushing me along and kind of showing me the way. Another reason why is I want to give back. I have the time, I have some talents, and I have some treasures that I can share. So those are the things that I wanted to take this opportunity to give back. I want to meet new friends. I think it's so fun to meet new people, their new experiences, and hear their life stories. I'm just standing next to people volunteering. I've learned so much about a lot of you as well. The last thing is I like to have fun. That's why I'm here after hours Rotary. Things are fun. It's a fun club, so a lot of that. So just a few of the pictures. The first picture, another one is why it's our trip to Mexico a year ago. We have Angela's in there, Stephanie, Nicole, Marissa, and then the lady in the hat, she was a Canadian, Pauline, I think of her name, Pauline. So let's talk about fun. The middle picture is some of the villagers that we saw. It was an amazing trip, just really touched my heart, and kind of my big why as well. And then going back to the fun, there's Angela and I at the Mini Masters. Angela talked me into dressing up like that. She's like, why are you guys dressed up? Everybody was laughing at us. She talked me into it. She said, that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, okay, I'll go along. Yeah.
It's supposed to be a theme. Your dream was supposed to have a theme.
I know.
The best of it.
Here we go. So lesson learned there. So that was a lot of fun. So just kind of just close out my presentation. I'm gonna talk about my guiding values, and I've talked about them all throughout this, but my first thing is my faith. I think everybody meets people, everybody has experiences through life for a reason. I think there's always a reason why we meet people, why we cross over, and I think there's somebody that is above us watching us, over us. So that's a big thing for me. It's one of my big values, family. I'm nothing more than proud of my family, my girls, my husband. I'm such a big believer in family is, you're part of your roots. Friendships are very important. And the last thing, one of my values here that doesn't show up, but it's fun. I believe it's important to have fun. I've been in a point in my life that before I do anything anymore, commit to anything, it's like, will this bring me joy? Because, life is short, guys, so it's important. Will this bring me joy? So that's me sharing with my vocation. Any questions? It's gone. Thank you. Sorry.
I think in Nathan's membership survey, there's a question, like different questions, like what would you like to see our club do? If there was ever a social in a hayfield with Bloom Farm Wine, would you go?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Critical learning certificate, what does that entail?
Crucial.
Like a quick, 2 minutes.
Yep. So it's crucial conversations. It's really about teaching people to have, it's for their personal and professional life, to have those difficult conversations. It teaches people how to prepare for it, how to get your emotions under control, how to invite dialogue as well. So it's really about having a productive conversation with results. Yeah, thank you. All right, Neil. Am I supposed to introduce the next person?
Awesome. Thank you, Jolie. That was awesome. Up next, you can see here, we got Pete right here. So Pete is he joined 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's been a big help. Started off with Ugly Sweater 5K and got involved big time, so. Greenhouse too as well, and that was huge, so he spent a lot of time on that, and very lucky to have him part of the club. I'm gonna turn it over to Pete, so you can learn a little bit more about it with that.
All right, as Neil said, my name is Peter Conrad, and from the area. As you see in the picture, that's me at 2 years old, by the candles. And I'm also a Gen X as well, so this is the last time my parents monitored my play. Outside just doing stuff. And then I went to St. Pat's in Alaska, and I had 8 years of nuns that were like the black rulers quite a bit. And then in high school, I did a lot of partying, played a little football, did a little wrestling. I was an Eagle Scout, so I was high adventure events, that was pretty cool. Some backpacking trips, Isle Royal, Boundary Waters. And I worked construction during the summer at Howe Concrete and across walls. And did a little bit of studying. When I wasn't also snowboarding and skateboarding. After school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went to school at, well, it used to be WWTC, now it's WTC. And I went to school for wood techniques, which is cabinet making and construction. And I got pretty good at working with my hands as far as cabinet work. And this is one of the homes that I remodeled. I redid the steps there, and then put in this medallion into the wood floor. That was kind of a cool project because the walnut on the border was from my brother's house. He had a tree that got hit by lightning, and so I got that from him. And then other wood around the outside, the maple was from my dad's house. We had some extra leftover wood floor that we put in. And I wasn't finished with school yet, so I went back to WL. I went to school for marketing and started running a house with my buddies, and I had a pretty good time. A lot of partying, a lot of nice scratching my head and also studying all the time. After school, I moved to Milwaukee. I worked at a place called Rigid Metal Fabricating in Wauwatosa. And I started making strongman equipment. So I've been lifting weights a little bit here and there. And I remember I liked it so much, I skipped classes a couple of times to go to the gym. And that kind of got me involved, and I started doing some powerlifting, things like that. But I started to make some strongman equipment when I was at Reardon, because I actually feel I could easily make this stuff. And also, when I was there, I was remodeling my condo. And that was kind of a bummer, because I bought this during the bubble, so everything was really hot, really expensive, and also the market crashed, and I sold it, modeled the whole thing, and pretty much broke even on it, so. And then spent about 12 years competing, and got my pro card in strongman. And basically, it's kind of funny fact, Wisconsin has the most pro strongman in the US. But I'm a high market, we got like 8 or 9, and there's only about 50 when I got my card, so. There's quite a few guys from Wisconsin that have their cards. Including Bill Gassmeyer, if you heard of him. And Mark Phillippe, was were pretty big names in strongman. And then I also hosted some contests when I was in Milwaukee at Summerfest, that was pretty cool. All those shots were ones back there rolling, this was the top one, the right is in California at the Fit Expo. Also in the top left, the left there is also the Fit Expo, and the one on the bottom is from South Carolina.
It was me when you say you got your card.
So there's one contest a year, and you won that contest, so it's US Nationals, you win the US Nationals, you get a pro card. So it only be as a pros if you had that pro card from that competition. So the competition I did, there was like 68 competitors, something like that, all over the US. I got my pro card that year. So I had tried for it, I think five times. And I took second place, and a couple of third places, and I finally got it. And then I moved back to lacrosse. I got a job at Train. And I bought this house, had my two boys, Liam and Declan, they're 13 and 12. And I started working at lacrosse as a supervisor. And then I got into lead manufacturing as a change agent. And right now I'm in project leadership work. Then bummer happened, I got divorced. And she got the house, I don't know this house, so that got done when that happened. And I stopped being a strongman, because I had to get my shoulder reconstructed, and I had a torn bicep. Those are from two different times that I did those. The torn bicep was out in California at one of the competitions. And then the shoulder was a cumulative injury, where I had pulled the tendon off the bone. And dealt with that for a couple of years, I didn't know what it was, so. If I did an MRI, a couple years later, they figured out what it was and actually fixed it. So surgeons joke, you ever talk to surgeons, are not always the funniest guys, but he said that I'll get a tendon from somebody who doesn't eat it anymore. So it's a cadaver tendon. And then along the way, I met Chelsea about 4 years ago. And her daughter Adriana, she's also 13, so she fits right with the boys. And this is what she looks like if you buy her Chick-fil-A. So she's a ball of energy. I love that kid, she's great. And then I'm blood for punishment, so I bought another house. I'm gonna remodel this one too. I'm in the middle of that right now. And this is my most recent trip to Montana. Took the kids to one of those places where they can pet cats. So they sat down for an hour and probably 15 cats or so roaming around this room, the kids loved it. They're petting cats, had a good time, and then we went to Yellowstone, and Chelsea has a friend from high school that lives out there, so we went to Bozeman. And flew to Bozeman, and then we were sitting at their place, and they call it Brown Town because their last name is Brown. And we had like 20, 30 people from all over the US show up there because she's also works for the airline, so she knows a lot of people that are from all over the place, and free flights. And fly wherever they want to go, so they think nothing of taking a weekend and just flying off someplace. Pretty cool. And then why did I get into Rotary? Well, I've been participating in community events my whole life. Started out with church fundraisers, and then I was in Boy Scouts, community merit badges, food drives, and the Eagle Scout project I did. And then I hosted 5 strongman contests at Summerfest, and we averaged about 3K in proceeds every year that we gave away to Best Buddies Wisconsin and Autism Speaks. And we also did some other contests there. This was charity events where we show up to an event, and these kids actually loved it. It gives them different kinds of disabilities. And a few of my friends would show up and we started pulling semis and lifting big stones and lifting big tires, and the kids thought it was great. So that was pretty fun. And then Rotary seemed like the next logical step. And I've been having a great time ever since. And I've really felt accepted and had a good time. Anybody have any questions? What, Brad?
Which is the most good, over your head?
Over at the press, at a contest, I did 405 pounds. So my best lift was 855 pound deadlift, 800 pound squat, and it was at 405 pound over at press with an axle. I got a picture of that somewhere.
What's your favorite after-hours volunteer so far?
My favorite events are the ones where we build something. I think the most recent one was the gazebo. And then what really got me hooked was when Brad invited me to do the what was that, greenhouse. And that was really fun. It was a lot of work, but it was pretty cool. And then we designed this whole contraption to go up over the top, so we could go up on top of the roof and everything safely. It was kind of wild, the whole setup we had going on. And, I think that was pretty funny. I always thought the story that I thought was great was when they told us about Sammy the Snake. You remember that story? Apparently the guys from, I don't know if it was, one of the companies, basically, one of your guys was drilling some holes out there or something like that. And apparently they had buried Sammy the Snake about a year earlier.
Oh.
And Sammy came up, and the kids are right there. I forgot about Sammy the Snake. Anybody else?
Are you still able to work out after injuries?
Yeah, I'm going there tonight. Right after this. So I had to, about a year and a half ago, when I did my shoulder. And just had a bunch of other stuff going on, like I was the remodel of my house was pretty significant. When I tore up the floor, the whole floor was rotted. And then I had to replace all of the subfloor of the kitchen and turn it into a much bigger project than I expected. So I spent a lot of time on that. But I got back into it just a couple months ago, and I'm actually pretty excited to go in again. So yeah, there's a little bit of pain here and there, and I walked on the limb today from a squat I did the other day. It doesn't feel like it used to. Oh, I'm pretty lucky. I didn't get hurt too bad. All right, thank you.
Yeah. You wanna do it at the end, or should we make it also, or do it for? Yeah, either.
You're fired.
Either.
I'm supposed to take pictures from Marissa, so I'm doing my due diligence.
Oh,
We need to take about 1,000 more of that.
All right. So this is just some Rory district updates. This is also in their district dispatch. I highly recommend reading it. All that same information that's on the site is also in that. There's a workshop that happened past Saturday. Pets, Tricon, 17th and 18th in Wisconsin Dells. We got RILA, May 8th, 9th and 10th. International Convention, for this year and next year too as well. 2028 will be in Minneapolis, a little bit closer, a little easier to attend. But going to those international ones, they're fun. Ask Steph, she's attended. We had membership Olympics, and I believe Nathan got everything in for that, so we could be rewarded between $100 and $300 that we can use for a new project here in our community. And then world's largest polio walk. So this is just what they're talking here is like holding an event. Each club holding like a world polio event on the state. So that's what they're trying to get for 10, 24, 26. And then friendship exchanges, Edwin is your guy to reach out to about organizing them, joining them. He'll give you the most information on that. And then public image, I believe this is Michelle Skemp. She is the chair of our district for the public image. You can submit updates for this, letters, all that stuff into them too as well. This is that you, as a Rotary member, you should be getting these district dispatches as well in your email. Next meeting's back here. We're gonna do a holiday party. I wanted to do it at December 8th, but we kind of got snowed out. So I still have 4 rounds of 6 questions of trivia that we'll go through. We'll just kind of hang out and have a fun time, just like tonight here and then be back here, so. There's a lot of Christmas in there, but there's some winter stuff in there too as well. I try to sprinkle in some other stuff, but it should be a good time. And then I threw in this quote: "The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experiences to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience." I thought it was really fitting when you hear Jolene and Pete's stories, how they grew up, what they did. I just figured this would fit in well with what they did in their lives and what we all do in our lives. So just live life to the fullest. Listen to our first lady. Now, before we do this, we gotta have announce the winner of our soup competition, so I'm gonna have Seth come up with.
No, I didn't know there was a report, that would matter. Okay, so thank you to everyone that came. We had the most soups we've ever had. It was a pretty tight little race. So we're gonna go from third place. We can look at that noise. All right, third place, we have number 4, the Triple S Chowder. And you can just stand up there so they get it. Okay, and number 2nd place. Is number 8, the beef barley with the garlic dumpling.
Oh, I dropped to 2nd place this year.
This year she was so proud of herself. On her fridge, but this, you're still in. Right. All right, okay, in 1st place. Okay. So you all know I work at Habitat Movie Store. At Christmas time, someone made all of these wooden boards out of cupboards that were from the grocery store. So I bought a bunch. I thought it'd be a great idea. You can use it as a cutting board, you can use it as a charcuterie board, you can display it. So the number 1 first place with the most votes is Brad with number 9, the shrimp peppercorn bit. All right, so grab a little photo over here. You guys get together, else, you know.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know.
Okay.
Nice, guys.
Nice. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We'll do our 5-way test. You all, please rise the paper. You really do. Is it the truth? Is it
Very well, sir.
Will the bill will be beneficial to all concerned? And is it fun?
We'll have it.
Hang out, guys, have fun.
Oh.